So, Monster Hunter Wilds is still about 4 months out at this point, and there were a few things I was thinking about. You know, what does Monster Hunter Wilds need to be better than the previous games that have come out? Now, I'm not going to start this video with more of things that I just kind of want necessarily. No, these are things that I want. I think one of the big things is if I say that, oh, here are some of the monsters I want, or some of the new things I want. It's things that I have seen in other games, and also just know how the games are, to know how things that I want in this game, things I think to feel like they're really above and beyond the rest of the series. So let's start with the first one that, I feel like everybody will kind of agree with. It's obviously the weapons. Weapons are such an integral part for making your character look nice and neat and letting yourself be different from other people. And well, even though I would say Monster Hunter World is probably one of my favorite games of all time, at release, Base World didn't really have too many interesting looking weapons. They didn't add too many with many of the free update DLCs that they did. It really didn't start to really have a bunch of different types of weapons, or looking weapons more so, until Iceborne came out. And even then, they still had a lot of generic weapons as well. But there's plenty of other weapons now that are actually pretty exciting, that have very nice looking models. One of my favorites are some of the dual blades, the fish dual blades, and also the beer mug dual blades. Those are two fantastic, funny looking items. Having silly items, but also good looking items, like for instance, one of my favorite just plain weapons that looked pretty decent was the Velkhana dual blades. They're very sleek and smooth and make it feel like you're very agile in being able to do the things that you want to do. And I believe right now, the way that they've shown weapons for Wilds, they're all very generic looking. They just look like it's probably the ingot set and, the bones set and everything, or weapons more so. And obviously that's, just what they want. And I think at a baseline level, we have a very wonderful looking items and weapons in the game. The Great Sword is looking fantastic, and I can't wait to see what other items are in the game. But having cool looking weapons is cool and all, but also, hey, give me the gun mace, give me the dual fish blades, give me all the silly items too. I hope that we get to see some of this still, and I'm certain we will, but I hope it releases with that in mind, with the idea that, hey, we are trying to be a serious game, having a story, having this, there are going to be serious looking weapons. But also, I want to be able to look goofy at times as well, and have fun with people. It is a game. I get to live another life and don't have to think about any of the weird repercussions of using the beer mugs as a weapon. I want to see some variety, and I think Base World didn't have it. Iceborne made it better, and even I think with Rise, maybe it's just because I haven't played it too much, I do feel like it had a decent amount of variety itself. Also, I really liked the gun dual blades, the dual blades that are pistols. I loved it. It was wonderful. So I assume that there's going to be more stuff along those lines, and hopefully we get to see more soon. Another thing that I feel like Wilds is probably going to need is a little bit more equipment diversity in how equipment sets are made. Now that you can bring two weapons with you, perhaps somebody like myself who wants to go dual blades and heavy bowgun, it's going to be kind of difficult to do both if I can't have things that are beneficial for dual blades and for heavy bowgun. I know that there's the one skill called Free Element Ammo Up, which is both useful for typically weapons that have a hidden element and also for the heavy bowgun. However, there are some problems with this, because if you have something like, hey, you want evade up as a dual blade user, and then you want guard up as a heavy bowgun user, you kind of want those on the same pieces of gear, and if they're not, it's really going to kind of hinder your ability to do certain item sets or armor sets to be able to play the game the way that you want. Another thing that I want to see Wilds improve on, or, add to, or I'm not certain exactly how I want to exactly put this right now, but it would have to be the endemic life. Having a wide variety of endemic life is fun and exciting. It's as exciting as seeing what monsters in the game. You get to see what, little birds are going to be doing, and little insects that move, and little creatures that do little things. It's really fun, and it's one of the favorite parts of the game is finding new endemic life to take as pets and add to your house. And I hope they kind of improve upon it a little bit, but I don't think they need to add more mechanics, just add more cute creatures. I just want to see some cuddly little guys to add to my house, and probably show off to my brother, and that's it. Because I feel like when dealing with things like endemic life, you begin to realize that you can tell a story a lot of times with how certain things are. The downy crakes are one that have permanently traumatized me with how difficult and challenging it was for me to find them. Even though the whole time you second guess yourself, you look it up and you go, oh, is this how you get it? And you're not certain. Some are just really easy. And Rise didn't have an endemic life, and that really was one thing that took me apart from the game. I do plan on trying to come back at some point. Hopefully I can get back to it before Wilds comes out. I'm certain I'll find time here or there to be able to finally get back into it in between my RuneScape grinds. Don't ask about it. Don't ask about that. Don't ask how it's going. It's terrible. Anyways, endemic life is very important to make the world of Wilds feel amazing, and they've shown a lot of cool things. I know it seemed like whenever they showed the one trailer, and I cannot remember the real name of the endemic life, but it looks like a baby Pukei-Pukei, and it caused so many people to get super excited because people love it. People love these sort of things. They love just having cute pets, and it will be something that is super exciting, and I hope that they really push into that as well. And lastly, I'd like to kind of talk about the end game. And even though I do already think with the way that Wilds is being set up and how it can seem similar to the Guiding Lands, which I loved entirely, it's one of my favorite things about Monster Hunter World itself, is the Guiding Lands is something fun and exciting. More so, I want to talk about why you do the end game of Monster Hunter. And I think some of the things that Iceborne did and some of the things that Rise did, albeit I don't know Sunbreak, I only know base Rise right now, I think a mixture of all these could be something interesting. I don't know if it's been mentioned whether or not you can make transmog armor at the very start of the game, or if it's something that you have to wait until you're at the end game, like in Iceborne. You have to do the Guiding Lands to get all the parts to be able to make the transmog armor and do all the other side quests too, or side missions. But the real difficulty portion of all of this, of whether or not it is how do you do decorations or do you do charms. The thing is in World, you can craft all of your charms. Every single charm can be crafted. You can upgrade it through Guiding Lands eventually and throughout the game, killing monsters, doing that. And most charms can be upgraded very highly. And the RNG portion of the game is getting decorations. And I have to say, it was can be some of the most painful experiences of playing the game. You're just trying to get your right decorations, but you need to have, for your great set, you need 2 Agitator Plus gems. And you just never see them. You just never get any drops. And this, for World, I did this for base World, you need an attack jewel. Attack jewels are really good. You never would see them. I think I've received 1 in my entire time of playing World. Base World, that is. And it was kind of beneficial and helpful the way that they did it in Iceborne, but at the end of the day, a lot of times when you're trying to do the end game, you want attack pluses, which give you 2 to your attack skill, or 2 agitators. On the opposite side of the spectrum, Rise had it completely flip-flopped. You could craft all the decorations that you would want for your gear, and it felt great. The only thing was that the charms were mostly completely random. You could select certain skills that you want on them early on, but it seems like in order to be able to get something that was actually worthwhile, you would have to wait until later in the game to be able to get it. And you could roll something that was not good, but you could roll something amazing. And even though it does seem more random, at least that randomness is set to one piece of gear versus an entire set of gear that feels very difficult to really optimize the best. So I'd like to see something that might be in between the two, or perhaps they just continue with the Rise method of having randomized charms. It makes it fun and exciting to see what charms you can get, and there are some amazing charms that you can receive, apparently. I remember seeing a while back during base Rise that you could get 2 skill ups of critical weakness exploit, and then 2 of crit boost, like 2 of the most amazing things. I'd like to see what new and unique things that they're going to be doing, and we'll have to see. Nothing's really been said too much about that, but maybe we'll hear more soon, or maybe we won't hear anything until launch and see what's up with the game. But those are all the things I think Wilds needs to be better than its predecessors, being World and Rise. Being able to have something that is slightly better, than the previous games. Have more weapon-looking variety. Have more equipment skill variety now that we can bring 2 weapons. Have more endemic life, really. You can add more rare or more not rare. It's either way, I'll be happy and excited for it. And then trying to figure out what the best way to do the end game will be. Is it going to be kind of more like Rise and doing the charm system and having randomized charms, or will they go back to World and have randomized decorations? I don't know. It's going to be tough to say, but I can't wait to see what comes out, because it's going to be exciting either way. But I hope that they do things better than the last. That's always the thing that you want to do. You want to be better than the last time that you did something, and really, from at least visually looking and also the gameplay look, it looks like it's already looking to be such a fantastic and wonderful game. I just hope it takes the extra steps to go above and beyond what the other series have done. And that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you liked it, enjoyed it. Let me know what you want out of Wilds itself. Let me know in the comments what you feel. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Twitch. It was announced today that they're going to be doing open beta next week. I'm going to try to stream it. The problem is I don't know if my PC will be able to handle streaming it. But on November 1st, that is probably when I'm going to be able to have time to actually play it. I'll probably start the download the night prior, and then the following day probably will be more of the early morning Eastern Standard Time, so somewhere between like 8 and 10 a.m. depending on how long it takes for me to download. But follow me on Twitch. I'll have it in the link in the description down below. And hopefully you enjoyed this one. And I can tell you I'm excited for Wilds, and I hope you're just excited as I am. Thank you. Have a good one.